11. So this is a larval tiger salamander. They grow like crazy. In this larval stage, they get really big, really fat. You can see how chubby the salamander is if you look at it from the top. You can see its little belly is sticking out because it's all full of those endangered tadpole shrimp and other crustaceans that it's feeding on. They will metamorphose, and when they do that, these gills here, that's what they breathe through, is their gills. They wave them by their head. They'll lose those gills. Right now they don't have eyelids. They'll develop eyelids. These little tiny legs will get huge, and so that they can walk around.
They'll need those legs to flee the lake by summer.
That pond's going to dry up. It's going to be dry as can be. That clay in the bottom of it is going to turn into concrete. They've got to get out of there. These are amphibians. They lose a lot of water through their skin, and if they're out in the sun for any amount of time at all, they dry up and die.
But until Brad and his colleagues began their study, no one knew where the salamanders went after leaving the water.
We had these fences that would catch salamanders and intercept them. We would come out every morning for 10 years, see what salamanders we got, and learn, therefore, where they were on the landscape. So they'll go a mile away from the lake to find a place to spend the summer and most of their days. And they pick a night, and it's not raining, and they take off, and they've got until about 7 in the morning when the sun gets warm.
The young salamanders are on a desperate hunt for an underground refuge dug by one of their grassland neighbors.
So they need gophers, they need ground squirrels, they need animals that make a burrow for them. And if they haven't found a burrow by then that they can live in for the next, 5 months, it's game over.
If these youngsters survive the next 5 years or so, they'll return to the lake on a rainy winter night. In the waters of the state's largest vernal lake, they'll meet a mate, lay their eggs, and begin a new generation.
The average person spends about the same fraction of their year in the shower as a tiger salamander spends in a pond. You can't just protect the pond, you've got to protect the grasslands around it as well, and so you need to know how far they go, you need to know how many go, what kinds of distances, all that kind of stuff. And so we've slowly, over the course of a couple of decades, figured that out.
Thanks to years of meticulous research by Brad Schaefer and other scientists, still endangered California tiger salamanders have a much improved chance to survive the perils of the 21st century.